cafe anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
FF episode 1023. Hello, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Today, the return of the much-loved feature, The Bottom of the Charts, where we look at what piece of musical pop culture is languishing on the charts at the bottom. Plus, we hear from Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, the Brewmaster, and the Daily Haley, where we learn a bunch of interesting things.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
More interesting things than yesterday's show. I think we learned practically nothing.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
That show. But here are some of the things that I like. I like coffee. And I also like my little doggy, who's not that little, and when my body is not overweight or sick, or rather shoddy. And I also like talking to women who are hotties. And I like them.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Time flies when that happens. I don't like talking to ones who are snotty. And now on with the show.
Mike's
I have
Daily
talked to
Podcast.
some interesting people in my life. And so have the Democrats, who have talked to some people saying, hey, wait a minute, Bernie Sanders should have won. Recount, no, it was so close. Bernie Sanders should have won. Nope. Democratic Party said, Iowa Democratic Party said, no recount. What's done is done. And the Sanders Party does not have any plan or intention to challenge the results, which is all good, because that is, it's what it was decided, and what's done is done. I was going to talk to Benita the Rodeo Queen right now, but I don't think I'm going to do that. In fact, I think we should get right to the bottom of the charts. What do you say? Let's do that.
Oh my gosh!
The bottom of the charts.
Here we go, the opposite direction. The bottom of the charts. We're going the bottom five. It's difficult to do it this way. We're so used to going upwards. Now we're going down. These are the 5 songs that are at the bottom of the charts. Let's start at number 96. And it is a band that I didn't know was back. I know they were big in the O's for a little while. They were the quintessential emo band. Panic at the Disco.
Feels good, tastes good, must be mine. Dynasty decapitated, you just might see a ghost tonight.
That's Emperor's New Clothes. All right. Video with lots of money in it. So there you go. At number 97, it's Courtesy, featuring Lil Wayne and August Alsina. It is a song called Bottom of the Bottle. And there's a lot of beautifully shaped women in this video. All right. Then at number 98 is a country singer by the name of Dierks Bentley.
Got a new girl, she got it going on. We drink all day and party all night.
Somewhere on a Beach, the name of that one.
On my mind, she got a body and she's naughty. And she got me like you ain't never got me. I'm getting some, and I ain't slept in a week. Yeah, I'm somewhere on a beach.
And actually, you can hear an interview I did with him when he first came out in the section of mikesdailypodcast.com called Cubbyhole. It's the cassette Cubbyhole. He was a lot of fun to talk to. And then at number 99, a great artist, had a bunch of hits last year. The Weeknd, this is Acquainted. All right, here we are at the number 1 song. The number 100 song. We've gone the other way. And it's by a group called Old Dominion. From their album Meat and Candy, it is Snapback.
Your makeup and my Ray-Bans, breaking hearts like only you can. And you snap back.
Indeed.
And you snap back. Come on, baby, shoot
The bottom of the charts, indeed.
nice selfie on the balcony.
That's country too, I guess, huh? Gosh, there's like so much techno in country these days. What a trip. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley.
And here's today's podcast picture.
And the podcast picture is of Basil when he met a French bulldog, and the French bulldog was like barking at him or something. And it looks like Basil's sort of walking away going, oh, God, that I do not need to hear this right now. It's pretty funny. Anyway, you can see that picture now at mikesdailypodcast.com. And now it's time, as we are outside here at Cafe Anyway, for the Daily Haley.
The Daily Haley. The almost Daily Haley.
We're outside of Cafe Anyway doing anime yoga. This is very helpful for me.
The distant future, the distant future, the distant future, the year 2000.
Exclusive new European US data transfer pact agreed.
We are robots. Because we are living in a robot world, and I am a robot girl.
And I am a robot guy. We run completely on batteries.
And fusion.
Fusion. Okay. Well, data. There's a data transfer deal. I don't know what that means.
You're just sitting there reading news articles. Welcome to the Daily Haley, where Mike's being boring.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to start off by saying I found the most delicious water fountain in Podcastro Valley is at the Lake Chabot Park. If you go to Lake Chabot.
I'm writing that down right now.
The first water fountain that you come upon when you walk in through the entrance, the water is so good. Oh, it's so delicious.
I'm gonna comment that on this picture.
I'm like, I'm just gonna lean over. I was walking Basil. I'm gonna drink a little of this water. And then I'm like, oh my God, this is so good.
Water from heaven!
But you know what the best water was? Was Colorado Springs.
The water that was in us all along.
That's right, we're mostly water.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado Springs has these little, in this one area, they really do have springs. And the water comes up, and they've got these little, like, old things that they've created, like little statues. And they're like, the water's coming out of their, whatever the statue's got. Mm-hmm. And actually, I think one of them has their hand like this, like a bowl. Like the hand's cupped like a bowl. And you can go and lap out of the statues, because the water's just... And it was so good! Full of minerals.
Delicious.
And there's actually, like, you could taste other flavors in it. And that's in a part of Colorado Springs that's got a lot of Wicca people.
Interesting.
And then the other part of Colorado Springs has got all the planned, what do you call them? Family Matters. What's one of these? Salem people?
Not Planned Parenthood.
Focus on the Family?
Oh, Focus on the Family? Is that what you mean?
Family thing. That one show that we run.
Family Life Live.
No, it's Focus on the Family or something.
Yeah.
And you hear these married people talking. It's fascinating.
And they're like, yeah, we were married for many years. And then...
Well, that was bleeped because of it was a little bit outrageous.
And then we found Jesus. That's how they are. It's just like we were married, and then we hated each other, and then Jesus happened.
Yeah. And that was the guy that said that.
And now we wrote a book.
And we wrote a book, yes. They're always on a book tour.
It details all of our sexual exploits outside of marriage and how we...
There are some
Jesus
like that where like it's a husband and wife, and obviously the husband's gay, and they probably
yes, I've heard that one.
They're probably not gonna ever get around that hurdle, you know, because especially since they're evangelicals and all gays are going to hell, basically in their eyes.
Right.
But the one I heard yesterday was a lady who was basically what we were talking about before we started recording about unplugging from the internet. She was totally obsessed with her phone.
Yeah.
Could not put it down, even though she's got like these 2 growing kids that are they're magically developing. Their brains they're becoming these little adults, and she wasn't even participating in any of that. She was just like, I gotta drive you to school now.
That's called neglect.
It's the magic of your... I mean, how... You think of how difficult it is for some people to have kids that want them. Mm-hmm. And then yet there are people that just have kids, and then they don't even care about them.
Right. No, you need to seriously know that you want kids if you're going to have kids.
That's right. And I seriously know I don't.
It's same.
Let's shake our hands. I was thinking of my own, but okay.
We can't reach each other's hands.
We can't. We're across. This is a very bizarrely built studio outside of Cafe Anyway.
Our fingers touched briefly, and it was magical.
It was. Do you know that they say a piece of your aura can actually transfer just with a little bit of the fingers?
Yeah.
It's an anime. And this is like, I saw that back in the 70s. They figured that out.
A piece of your aura can transfer, like, even if you're close to someone.
Really?
Yeah.
Like if I'm just standing on a street waiting for a bus and there's some guy next to me that stinks, I can transfer my aura to him and vice versa?
Vice versa, yeah.
So I have stinky man aura.
Yeah.
Ew.
Well, some people's aura are a lot stronger than others, and their smell isn't necessarily an aura.
Wow. You've learned...
Speaking of Wicca and New Age type stuff, I was almost Wiccan for a time.
And not wicked, but Wiccan.
Wiccan.
Which is, how'd you describe that? More like along the natural lines?
Wiccan is a
Witches.
modern New Age take on witchcraft.
And how did you discover this?
How did I discover this? Well, it's kind of a major religion in the world today. Like, pagan religions obviously have been around since before Christianity, and there's many different types of them. So Wiccan is not one of the original pagan religions. It is. That's why I say it's sort of a New Age take on it, because it's like it's pagan for the modern day.
Ah.
Yeah. It's very close to some of the, like, I want to say sort of the Druid religions of the of England and such.
Whoa.
The kind of people that built Stonehenge.
Right. Spinal Tap.
See, because there's all different types of pagan religions. There's the religions of the Norse,
right,
with
Thor,
Odin, and Odin and those gods. Loki too.
Can't forget Loki.
Loki's daughter Hel, which is where we get the name Hel, actually, because Hel lived down in the underworld.
Is that where we get the name Helga?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
yeah.
We're learning a lot on today's show.
Yeah, and then there's the Native American versions of paganism, which is spirit animals, and they have their own, not quite gods and goddesses. It follows along like animal animal guides, animal creators of the world, and the what are they called? There's like, because the druids, basically there's no more of them, but there's a religion that was sort of progressed from that, and they have a specific name, and I cannot remember what it is. But they believe in the energy of the world. They believe in there's less of a specific god or goddess they can put a finger on, and more of energies really creating the gods. Wicca has the goddess, basically. The goddess is of the moon. And there's also a god who relates to the sun, and those two are actually a split of the energy of the universe.
I see.
So they can be worshipped and respected. Let's worship more respect as a god or a goddess, but they are a heavy form of symbolism in a way. You know. I'm not going to claim to be an expert on it. But
wow, and these are ancient religions.
Not Wicca. Not Wicca.
Well, the Indian.
But paganism has a long and rich history.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing that the Native Americans were here like thousands of years before European white people showed up?
It's true.
They had their own civilization. Mm-hmm. And we just sort of gloss over all that.
Yeah. Don't even talk about the Mayans and the Aztecs and all that.
Mm-hmm. And it's amazing because, like, the Bay Area was populated for years. I mean, thousands of years.
Yeah, even here, right next to the Bay, we had the Ohlone Indians.
Yeah.
And the Ohlone Indians built their whole civilizations and had tradings with other tribes and stuff. Interesting fact about the Ohlone Indians. None of the Ohlone Indians actually reacted to poison oak.
Really?
Yes, because as a young child, their mothers would actually take the small, tender leaves from a poison oak plant and feed them to their children.
What?
And at that young of an age, feeding those small leaves would actually build up an immunity within a child.
Oh my gosh.
So that they didn't react to poison oak at all.
If I chomp on a bunch right now, will I have a immunity?
No. You're too old.
You know what happens every year around April? I have poison oak.
Really? Yeah, because you're always out with Basil, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And even if I wear pants or whatever to try and avoid it, I still get it.
Yeah,
somehow.
I never get pants. I never wear pants.
You never wear pants at all?
Nope.
You're just flying free in the breeze. Well, I think we've learned a lot today. No, that's what's interesting too, is like the Ohlone Indians, they didn't have property, right?
No.
It was all like community stuff. So this whole concept is European.
The whole concept of private property?
Yeah.
In a way, yeah.
And then you get taxes off your property, and then you own that land.
And that's something that, like, anarchy wants to abolish private property. Still keep personal property, abolish private property.
Can I transfer what were we talking about? Can I sell my house, put it into my personal property, and then keep that in other words, can I transfer in this anarchic world?
In an anarchist world,
do I just lose my house completely?
If you're talking about a communist anarchism, there is no selling. It's your house. It's your personal property.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Oh.
Like, if someone comes into your house, you can be like, I don't want you in my house.
Oh, okay.
That's acceptable.
That's acceptable.
You know?
That's good. Because isn't that what Bernie Sanders believes?
No. He's a democratic socialist. He's still going to keep around capitalism and stuff.
See, that frickin' democratic socialist is scaring off so many normal Democrats because they hear and then they see the electability of that, if you're trying to attract moderates, they're going to see the social thing and freak out.
Yeah, that's the big issue. FDR.
He was a man.
He was a democratic socialist.
But did he say that ever? Out loud?
I don't think so, but it was very clear in his belief system and what he did to get us out of the Great Depression. He brought in a bunch of socialist programs.
Yeah.
You know?
He also did the whole concentration camps for the Asian American people.
That is true. That is true. There was a lot of bad things that went on back
He did abolish prohibition.
Yeah.
And he came up with the public works program. That was all part of the social thing.
Programs that got us out of the Great Depression.
Fascinating. So, did you study Wicca? Is it Wiccaism?
It's Wicca.
Wicca? Did you study Wicca when you were at Azusa?
No, I wish I did. That would have been awesome.
That's amazing. Oh!
I have a book that's called The Idiot's Guide to Wicca and Witchcraft.
People that have followed Wicca for a long time age really well. I've noticed.
Yeah.
Because I've recently seen someone on Facebook that I knew way back, and I knew she was into Wicca. And she hasn't aged.
It's a combination between, Wicca does have a high emphasis on healthy living. Not always. Not always, but you can have a high emphasis on healthy living. The use of compounds and natural thingamabobbers that can keep you looking young. And also they might just be using witchcraft to look young.
Oh, that's right.
It's very possible. It's very possible they could have their own... They could have their own spells and rituals and whatnot just to assist them into looking at young.
Maybe she's using the Dorian Gray method, where there's a painting in an attic somewhere of her that's aging whilst she does not.
I see that you don't understand witchcraft at all.
Well, seeing is with your eyes, and that's not what I do. I see with my soul.
I'm sure you think I'm kidding, but no. As far as pagan religions go, witchcraft, not as is known in popular culture, but a form of quote-unquote witchcraft is a very big element of those religions.
Ah.
And it is the manipulation of the energy of the universe.
Oh.
You know? It's quite often in very subtle ways, but it's a combination of the manipulation of energy in the universe and positive thinking.
Okay. That's a good thing.
That can help people of those religions to achieve certain goals. Looking younger, finding a job. Sometimes they use it, to find love or stuff like that, which is sort of what people almost think of when they think of witchcraft. Young teenage girls getting into Wicca to find their true love and have a bunch of sex with them. Stuff like that. But, no, it's a thing.
Wait, so, did you ever watch Charmed?
No, I did not.
With Alicia Milano?
I did not.
Shannon Doherty. Did I tell you I met Shannon Doherty?
No.
Because I tell everyone I meet I met Shannon Doherty.
Did you ever meet Shannon Doherty? Just asking randomly.
Yeah. Here's how the conversation went. Pretend you're me.
Hi, I'm Mike.
Get out of my face!
I may or not be bald at this point in time.
I was getting there. Well... We've learned a lot. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, one other thing I wanted to say to you, Haley. Do you remember how I was all into $5 Fridays at Safeway? Why did you just sign language me just now? That's just so uncool when we're doing a podcast that's audio-based. Anywho.
I'm miming those $5 footlong commercials, by the way.
Oh, that's what that was. For Subways.
Yeah. Anyway,
did you ever listen to the band, the Subways?
I don't think so.
They're pretty good.
Okay.
So is a band called the Gourds. They're wonderful.
Gourds.
and I was listening to a lady by the name of... Oh, she has a song... we're all gonna die someday, Lord, we're all gonna die someday.
It's me. I sang that song.
Okay. She's an Australian country singer, and I can't think of it. And I still can't think of what it was that Cumulus does that's really weird. Darn it. Oh, yeah, you never talked about the Beatles.
There's beetles. They exist. They're cool.
Okay.
There's like a bomber beetle that like you get close to it and it's like, I'm freaking out, man. It spits acid on you.
Oh, gosh. Crazy. I think this show is way more informative today than last shows.
I feel as if, yes.
Today. Now, that's what I was going to say. I've gained 10 pounds since I frickin' did that $5 Friday from Safeway. So you go into Safeway on Fridays, and there's like things for $5 that usually are like 7 or 8. But it's all fattening, horrible foods, and I was buying like fried chicken and stuff. I'm not going to do it anymore, Haley.
That makes sense. Don't do it.
And I'm going to save my money. That was part of my new segment called the Cutting Corners Corner. Here's how you cut corners. Don't shop at Safeway's $5 Fridays. You're going to rub your eyeballs out the way you're rubbing your face like that. No amount of Wicca is going to help you there.
Give me a fork and I'll just take them out.
Hey, I was watching while when we first walked into work today, and we were busy with our things that we were doing. I had to watch some television in Alabama to see, because I have a house in Alabama. Did you know that?
I didn't know you still had a house in Alabama.
Yeah, because that first house I bought when I moved to Alabama, because houses are so cheap in Alabama. The main thing, though, is when I wanted to leave Alabama, I couldn't sell it. So I'm like, I'm going to rent it out. And the tenants that I found are fantastic.
Oh, good.
But I always get worried because Alabama gets hit by tornadoes.
Right.
And apparently a bunch went through Alabama last night, but it's okay. But they did show... I was watching the local TV show, TV news, and they're like, some trees went down across the road, and the police blocked it off, but somebody thought they could keep going through the barricade, and they hit the tree that fell down, and their passenger got injured. And they showed them putting the passenger into the ambulance, and they're like, everybody's wearing camo pants. Camouflage.
Bama.
You've got to wear camouflage in Alabama, or you don't, or you're naked, basically.
That makes sense.
Which actually, being naked is sort of camouflage in its own way, because you're not wearing clothes. Wait, that made no sense.
You could be wearing camouflage, but it's just so invisible that people think you're naked.
That's right. Versus camouflage making you invisible.
Right.
I see what we're saying, sort of.
So, back when there was all the large storms on the East Coast, all the large snowstorms.
The Ballarge?
The Ballarge. They were so big and large.
It's a new word coined right here on Mike's Daily Podcast and the Daily Haley.
There was a clip of a news story that got circulated on the internet because it was funny. And basically, at the beginning, the guy's like, snow's so bad and everyone's being warned to keep off the road. And then they cut to a person standing in front of a convenience store that's still open and there's people shopping. And she's just like, I wanted donuts.
Oh, the necessities of life.
Yeah, anyway, bye.
Is that it?
That's it.
We're done?
I'm done.
So all I gotta do is remember to go back and bleep out the part, right?
You might want to bleep out that one, too.
Oh, God. Oh, so much to remember. Post-production stuff. Casey Chambers.
Who?
Casey Chambers was awesome. She had a couple albums. I don't know what she's doing now, but what she's doing now... Hey, it's Benita. What are you doing now? Mike, it's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How y'all doing?
And it's a disgruntled fiddle player, tell you what.
What?
I think everybody should just stop with the Bernie Sanders and his communist Democrat Wicca thing he's into. I mean, come on, he can't even say the word saw right.
He says SAR instead of saw. He SAR something.
Yeah, that's just weird.
And the Brewmaster's out here too.
Mark, I enjoyed the bottom of the charts. That was good. It made me look at the bottom of my mug, and I saw that it was dirty, and I said, that's great. Do you have any hotties I can talk to?
Hotties that aren't snotty? I like to drink coffee and walk my little doggy. Well, that's about it. Thank you for listening. Next show, it's going to be the return of the much-loved, informative segment, Do You Know Dat? Bison Bentley, of course, says that all the time. We had a picture of him on the last podcast picture, and you can see that at mikesdailypodcast.com, along with all the places where you can listen to the show, along with all the places we are on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, whatnot. Along with, if you want to help us out with the Amazon link, click on that and buy whatever it is you're going to buy on Amazon and bookmark us, and you help us out when you shop on Amazon if you're going to do that anyway, and it makes you feel good and wonderful. And there's the interviews, past interviews I've done, all those at mikesdailypodcast.com. And we will also speak to Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. Next show.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye!